Hey, what's up, guys? Stunner here with an intel report. Down on the sidelines with the Ninjas in Pajamas, they just secured the second map, Inferno, going in their way. We're going into Overpass, which completely evens the slate now. It's pretty much, I don't want to say a best of one, but it kind of gives the same vibe. How do you guys come back from that?
We had a rough start. I think the train map was, I don't think I've ever had a map where we lose 7-8 clutch rounds. It was a really tough one, but we managed to mentally get back on Inferno. And right now is Overpass. I mean, anything can happen. We don't have any pressure. We go in, have fun.
And that's what it's all about. Believe it or not, fun is also important here. It's not all about winning, but it is. So don't let anyone tell you differently. Now, I noticed here a minute ago with regard to your young guns, we talk about them pretty much every time, but I think in this light, you could see the frustration on their face. Whereas if you look towards the left side of the table, you've got Get Right, Forrest, Dennis. These guys are all real cool, calm, collective, still high-fiving in a loss. How do you transfer that down the line?
You work with it every day. Keep on telling them. I know they want to win. They're so hungry. They want to prove everyone. But it's a game that we have to develop day by day. And I think Draken and Rez in a short time of period, they're gonna be exactly like the old guys.
Well, they're certainly on the path to do that, sitting alongside them, of course. Anything you want to say to the fans and the people at home going into Overpass?
We're going to rush B. Sika.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Straight up, there it is. Well, I hope the boys at the analyst desk can break that one down. I'm sure it was real enigmatic. Take it away, Alex.
Oh, you have quite a skill of getting the real special words out of them there, Trace. He's been mastering it today, but that's fantastic. That's Peter there, of course, their new coach, alongside the new player, Dennis. We haven't heard too much from him. Of course, he was the other one to bring out the vocab. So, Chatty B, and I haven't got one for you, have I? Addy F?
What's Adam? What's the nickname for Adam?
Azza.
Nah, that's Aaron.
Fudge. Okay.
We need some soap for some of these people's mouths.
Yeah, we'll work it out. Anyway, Overpass next. First, we have to review that of Inferno. And you know what? We've actually got a really quite a unique opportunity here because we've seen NiP versus North on this map at this tournament just 2 days ago. Sorry, Chad, do you want to jump in?
Do you know what we call this one in Australia?
What's this?
This is the Bear Cave. So you go into the first matchup on the same map, but you hibernate. You let them beat you. You come out swinging and angry in the second.
Wow, that's a metaphor for sure.
It's the Bear Cave.
We have Rez's fantastic round very early in this one. And my question to you simply here, Adam, is how did NiP go from 2 days ago having a meager CT side to coming into this one and being able to pick up 8 rounds?
In my opinion, it's obviously because of these individual plays. As we saw there previously now, Rez aces on Banana and Forrest beautiful 4-kill on A. And it was actually Forrest 4-kill on A who actually got them back into the game. North economy was a bit down after that. They had to force by a couple of rounds with a few saved guns as well. But we saw a lot better city side from NiP than we did a few days ago. So on the T side, they kept on playing the same, not so tactical. They played more, slow together. I think it's the new style we're kind of seeing from NiP, and I think they played great on Inferno. Super excited about Overpass.
Played great, sure. I mean, the question then does fingers start pointing towards North here, Chad, because not only did they previously best NiP on it, this time they didn't put up too much resistance on their CT side. They just seemed to, other than Valdo, who looked pretty spicy, we didn't get too much to write home about.
Well, I think Adam pointed out that, those stand-up performances from Rez and Forrest, where they got those multi-kills, kind of stifled their T side, which was looking pretty hot, right? It looked like they could have been putting up at least 10 rounds on that T side, but those individual performances where one guy can just stop you and ruin your money means it's going to slow down that half, and that's why it was so close. And flicking over, they did win the pistol. North were like, yeah, sick. This is looking real good. The problem became they got force-board, and then their economy was in the bin. Then Mertz with the AWP, let's say he goes for an aggressive play, he misses a shot. It all just slowly starts falling apart in all the pieces. There's a bit of a crumbling there. Yeah. AZ, MSL, and Mertz, they were really nowhere to be seen in that second half. Like you mentioned, Valde, Kjørby, they were fragging out, but the other three weren't able to contribute. And the CT side becomes more about individual fragging, right? Obviously, you're a unit, you have your positions, you play as a team, but you need to stand up and hit your shots if they attack your bomb site. You can't be, not getting a kill. You have to be at least trading 1-for-1, giving good information. If you're just doing nothing and getting, we have 34 kills between three players, right? And then we have 40 plus between Valdo and Kjørby alone. So needed a little bit more out of those guys to have a stronger CT defense there. The question mark right now for me, Alex, is once again around NiP. We haven't seen them play the next map, Overpass.
It's a fantastic question, and I do think that we have to kind of explore how on earth this is going to go. My first initial reaction when we saw there was a scrolling text on the broadcast does say NiP have not played 2 maps, Nuke and Overpass, with this new roster, and now we find it as a third decider for the arena. My question has to be, North and their coach, you can stand and see him there, of course, new addition Ave. they've got nothing to go on. They have no idea what on earth NiP are going to be doing. I don't know if NiP do at this point either, Adam.
No, I don't think they have really put down like a lot of hours during their 1-week bootcamp on then Overpass. I mean, you have to focus on several amounts of maps. So what I can expect from an NiP is they have still on the shitty side, it should be pretty, they have Draken on A opping, and that's kind of the key to Overpass, having a strong opper on A who could hit, kind of shut down these early and aggressive T rounds. And over on the B-bomb side, we have Get Right. We have, I think, Forrest will play A with Draken. We have Dennis and Res. So should be a good hold from on their CT side. The question comes on their T side. Playing a map like Overpass without strats isn't probably the best idea, but I can still see them, in a bit puggy way. You can go 3 underground, you can go 3 mid, kind of go as a unit there, maybe using the op even on the ET side there for Draken.
I'm just intrigued, just while we have it up on our screens, interested to, when we get to see this side of it, where Draken, everyone else is in the huddle, Draken's evidently running around Overpass right now, Pitter's pointing at his screen. I imagine this is just some last minute kind of
Well, look,
lineups.
You mentioned that North will have no information on NiP. NiP will have information on North. They've played this map 3 times in the qualifier for this event online. They played Hellraisers, Na'Vi, and AGO, and they beat all 3 of those teams 16-10.
Right.
Now, Hellraisers, in my opinion, are a very good Overpass team. Their approach on the T side, they have a very good system. Angel's done a great job. So for them to pick up that kind of a win is fantastic. But I was just having a quick look at the stats. Once again, Valde is the man stepping up time and time again for this team to be the #1 star. Now, their CT setup is going to be looking at Mertz swinging around A with the AWP. If he's not able to, do the performance that he had on the first map, could be a rough time because he dropped off on Inferno. But Overpass, obviously, it's better for these long-range duels. But he's not going to be able to combat AWP as much unless he's getting stuck into retakes. The interesting player for me is MSL, because he's the swing player. He's the rotator. He plays between both bomb sites. He backs B up at the start of the round, or he pushes connector with Kirby. He's the barometer. Now, he's not the star player as the barometer. He's in the sense of, where do I think they're going? How can we disrupt their default early? And where do I think as the in-game leader is going to be the next play? That's something that I think, we need to look out for. And if he's reading them well, he's going to be making those right calls. And once you get on top of them, that snowballs. And as an in-game leader, you start feeling like you're in their head. You're making play after play. And that means that we could be seeing a really strong CT side coming out from North.
I mean, the fact that they've beaten Hellraisers, I hadn't quite seen that before. I mean, we've seen great Overpass games and performances from Hellraisers, so that already is a feather in their cap, for sure. North, of course, 1 map away, going up against the unknown entity that is NiP's Overpass. And this is where we play a fun little game. Some call it a coin toss, I call it, let's see if Adam's still an NiP fanboy. Predictions. You know nothing about NiP.
On paper, right?
You can say it.
This should go to North, but have you ever heard of something called NiP Magic?
How do I start NiP Magic? What's the secret? Do I have to do a hashtag, or do I wave my hands in the air?
I heard it's a rain dance.
A dance of some?
I'm not sure.
You don't know the secret, okay?
I do know the secret, but I won't share it here.
Yeah, makes sense. There's a microphone in your face. Okay, so NiP Magic is your answer.
Yep.
Solid one at that. Chad, and I imagine you're, as someone that has just looked at the stats and the fact that they haven't played it, you're going to let logic decide your prediction.
Yeah, I'm going to go with North.
Yeah, understandable stuff. And let's get into it then. Overpass. Analysts are letting logic rule all here, and it does suggest that North should be taking this one unless NiP have some tricks up their sleeves. It's called NiP Magic. We'll find out. Your casters are ready. Henry G and Sadicus to finish out our evening.
Yes, thank you very much, Alex. We are going to finish out the evening. We've replenished our coffee, grabbed our iced teas, whatever else has caffeine in it. I don't know if you're an energy drink guy. Logic is boring, but I'll buy into it for the desk's purposes.
Well, I agree with them. I feel like North are a very well tenured team on this map. They've got very good strategy, especially on the T side, very methodical, good at executions famously. Obviously, with the kind of adjustments they have in the team, might not be as spot on as usual. They have a different play style now, a completely different AWP occasion B. He was actually very good on Overpass. He actually suited him down to a T on the CT side. It does suit Chaos as well, as Mertz will be going for those aggressive picks. I'll be interested to see what he brings to the table. I've never been too excited with the prospect of NiP on this map, but they've always got pretty good results in it. So we'll see what they can do. I can't really call it, but if I had to, I would say North have got a slight edge from me.
I don't disagree, but at the same time, I've seen so many faults and issues within each team throughout this series that I'm not convinced either team's really going to win it so much as one team's going to lose it, if you will. There's been so many issues closing out games. North on their own map choice. They both lost their own map choice, by the way.
The good thing about this sort of playing, the disorganized kind of play from both teams, you do set yourself up with these huge clutches, these amazing moments. There's so much skill on the server, you can't deny that. With Forrest on there, Dennis, Mertz, and then you've got the likes of Valda, Kiabi. There's going to be some high-octane play. Ladies and gentlemen, the final map of the evening, NiP versus North. Overpass will set the scene as we get into it and find out who will be our last team to make it to the arena tomorrow. They'll be going to the quarterfinals. This is coming from the loser bracket, or lower bracket, maybe is a more polite way to say it.
It is a little, I always kind of laugh at that, especially at Star Ladder with the language barrier where they go, best 5 players in the map, worst 5 players.
The worst
in
5.
the map. It's
Yeah.
like, all right.
Yeah, it's true. Well, we'll get into it then. It's going to be 3 sets of armor, 2 smokes, as expected from a team like North, a Molotov and a flashbang. No diffuse kits for NiP. They're going to have just firepower and long range with those USPs to work with. 3 players make their way towards long, but actually take a little detour here through the bathrooms to clear things out and try and trade frags. We're not going to spot anyone just yet. Very passive hold from the CT forces.
Well, with that passive hold, North will happily take what's given to them and start to work up toward A split 3-2 in current form as they head out with the bomb at long. Dennis is inching ever closer to being sort of between them, if you will, but not necessarily threatened by that because he's got obviously the entire bathrooms to play with. Rez and Dennis are going to start it off as well. And Dennis knows that they're all around him, so he positions in accordance with that. And he's going to close out second kill. Draken with 3. Those two, excuse me, Rez with 1 in that. I was going to say those two together get all 5. That's not true. Rez had 1, but still, Dennis, as always, getting kills on the pistol round, give NiP the lead.
Well played, NiP. Dennis, the absolute pistol master. Gets 2 with the USP there and brings NiP 1 step closer to the arena. There will be a force buy with no bomb going down from North here. CZs, P250s. Bit of utility. Got 2 Molotovs. Suggest a B approach, if I'm honest. Molotoving those barrels and maybe even the ramp itself as they go towards the connector and the B bombs. It does make a lot of sense. They'll go to this side of the map with the little utility they have.
MSL starting to work back up the stairwell with all the quick check out the doorway. The door was ajar, Henry. I still don't know how a door can be ajar.
I don't really know what that means.
Like ajar means
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you said that in the UK or not. I was
Literally,
like,
as in
all right, yeah, I know.
the phrase.
Like you could fit a jar in the gap. Is that like literally how it
Sure.
became a thing? I don't know. I never understood that one either.
Well, they're going in towards B. There's the Molotovs and the flashbangs coming in.
Oh,
Get
no.
right has one in front of him. He'll be gifted a couple of kills here. They don't check it. The water finds him too.
Unfortunately, they were blind when they tried to check it, I think, as much as anything. As Draken gets kills back, and AZ does pick up for it. How are they turning this around?
I have no idea. The P250s are too strong. And the bomb won't be planted yet, but Rez still with a slight advantage here, seeing they got across to the bomb side. They haven't managed to pick up a rifle. They have got the UMP, though. Rez with 1 kill so far. Was certain to get that one, but they face at the same time. VoDs takes him down. Well played, North. It was a 5-on-3, essentially. Get right gets the first 2, and they can't convert it. The P250s all of a sudden find a flurry of frags. And it is going to be 1-1 here. No clean 3-0 for NiP this time. Well, they force buy in response. I assume they work. I can see the UMP coming out for Get Right. Deagle's armor, Rez, just to see Zed. Doesn't look like he's buying armor. There it is in the last second. Brings it out. Diffuse kit for Get Right. So obviously he got $1,200 extra from those 2 kills of the UMP. So he can afford a little bit more than his teammates.
With all that already dinked. Sit back down, son. You will not pass go or collect $200. No Happy Meal with your fries today.
No toy, perhaps.
That's what I was actually trying to go with, and I realized I made a mistake, but I just went with it. Sometimes, best thing I ever learned at art school, make your mistakes look intentional.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, we'll see whether this first kill will find Rez anything here. VoDs, first player to go down, one of the key players. He will find success, but maybe he will towards Kiabi. Draken once again takes one down. Got the AK-47, but not for long. MSL, great shot there. 3-on-3, still anyone's round here. Obviously North with a huge advantage, but the rotation's coming through towards that connector.
AZ will run back 3-3 in terms of situation. And MSL will lead the charge with one of the AKs. M4 for AZ. Still in hands. Started from Get rights, and he, with REZ, will take down everyone on North, and they run in through Monster. Not bad, they trade rounds. We go 1-1-1.
Well, there it is. After MSL, great form towards his bathroom position. He gets this kill. You'd think that would be enough with this flick round towards the bathrooms. This was a great shot. Completely wrecks Draken after he picks up the AK-47, but not meant to be. NiP steal it back once again. They'll have the advantage now. Will they be the first to break serve? We will find out. What I mean by that is getting consecutive rounds, and this war of attrition will come to an end. CZ's Deagles a UMP. First kill. Ooh, just about. There's more.
He certainly is. Swings in, Mertz down, Valda gets him back, so still 1 for 2. It's a bargain deal at Walmart. 2 for the price of 1, Henry.
It's a great deal.
Do you know what's I always found interesting is, and I experienced this, I managed a ski store for a year through a sporting chain. If you offered 15% off or tax-free, which in our province in Canada was 13%, which do you think people were more likely to take?
15%.
No, everyone took tax-free,
Right.
even though it was less time off, because they thought they were sticking it to the
Same.
government. But we still
No, it's
pay the
actually worse.
taxes. We
Yeah.
just take the 13% cut.
Yeah, yeah.
But people were like so fooled by that, like, oh, tax-free, I don't want to pay taxes.
Yeah.
You're still paying them, so are we. You're getting less money off, you just messed up. Like, it was ridiculous. It was almost like 9 out of 10 would take the tax-free.
Well, there we have it. Well, speaking of which, this looks like it all fall apart as North will find the bomb planted, maybe not MSL. Nice fake to it. It's going to be Get Right left in a 2 versus 1. His form did improve as the map went on. And you can see the aim still there, Matt. 8 HP for Valda, and I think he might have done enough here. While the bomb planted, there's a lot of pressure now on the player with almost no life at all. Get Right sits patiently at spawn, allows his opposition to make the next move.
Well, 8 HP has to get the legend down, who has a legendary amount of HP on 69. As Valda plants the bomb, Get Right will start to make his move as well. He's got an angle. Oh, great shot. No mistake at all from Christopher.
That's more like it from Get Right. Oh, even a bit of BM there. Shoots the corpse just to assert his dominance there. It's going to be Get Right with a great clutch, and they will indeed break serve. As I said, that's going to be North, presumably on the eco now. They get the bomb down with a loss bonus there. They could have another partial buy there, but we'll see. This is Get Right with some nice shots after MSL got the fake plants in position. You can see him doing a great job there to get them in this sort of setting, but then it was Get Right to run away with it.
How about we've got Rez trying to get under their skin? We're used to hearing the fans chanting at that moment. Just the one fan.
Just one.
He could be his own fan.
Well, it won't be the force buy, though. It will be just the partial. CZ's PT50's a Glock for AZ. Nothing else for him. He gets a couple of flashbangs. I think a nade to the face from the B bomb site. In they go. I don't think they'll get much done here at all, but the flash is great. They kill each other first. Nuts will get both the kills. That's fine. No bomb going down just yet. Rez might want to start thinking about getting close to the side, but he might just allow the bomb to get planted here. A little bit late on the incendiary, but it will flush one of the players out. There it is. Valdez will be taken down. And AZ, well, fair play, gets one. That's all he'll find. Bomb planted. 2 kills on what was pretty much a fully kill. I'm absolutely fine with that. They'll have a nice buy here, but 4-1 in favor of NiP, and they're going to vote for a timeout here. It will be called by North, I would imagine. Obviously, Ave was brought in to replace Rugger, who is one of the longest standing coaches from what I can remember. He was there with Dignitas, then to North. He must have been with MSL for what, 2+ years, if not more.
Yeah, I think that's at least right. I would say 2 years is within the realm. It's interesting as well because it just goes to show you that when a long-standing coach has worked in a partnership in conjunction with an in-game leader, that's the change you're making. It says that they're that desperate to make a full revamped sort of team.
It's not necessarily that Rugger was doing anything wrong. It's just that we need to bring some new ideas in, right? This obviously isn't working right now. We've tried it for a long amount of time, and we'll see if this new philosophy perhaps will bring some decent results. You bring more aggressive players in, more young talent, and a new coach in there. But I'm still not convinced of the fact that he hasn't really had much experience in CSGO, whether he'll bring anything that new to the table, but I have no idea. It will be 4-1, round number 6, and the orb comes out for Mertz. We're looking to see whether he can go toe-to-toe with the likes of Draken, who seems incredibly good right now. Dennis seems to be utilizing him correctly. As Draken will be heading towards middle, jumps on the bench, and he'll be challenging the T-steps. He got such an easy kill there. So easy. It wasn't even a flick shot, just straight down the throat of Kiabi, and he can fall back with that.
All we saw was the corpse hit the ground, but that's good enough. MSL with a slight gap in the smoke is going to try and spot toward the party, but as you might expect, after hitting that shot, Draken has wisely moved far from that position. He'll stay as dynamic as he dare and get toward long instead. In fact, Parkside for now. So Rez and Get Right together inside of B. MSL rotates around, and they might get company in the fact that outside of Monster is where 3 players currently sit right now for North, Bomb included. Last time they made contact on this site, they were going against lesser weapons, and it was Rez and Get Right to shut them down in spades. They could try and do the same. No flash as of yet. Finally, one goes over from Volda, who tries to run around and join them, but it's Get Right still standing firm, and he stunts down 2, goes for the last and final, but can't get the kill. Does do a good amount of damage that should aid his teammates, 3 of them, to find the final kill.
3 versus 1. Get Right gets better and better as this series gets deeper. VoDs surely has no chance here. He'll throw a decent grenade towards Forest, goes right down his esophagus there. 46 HP. 30 seconds remain. What's the play here? Has to maybe just fake plant the bomb, see who it baits out. Draken, they should be able to find. They will pass each other. He was scoped in. He had no idea, and all of a sudden, this gives VoDs a chance. There's the fake plant I discussed. Will they move in? They will. They give him a chance. He makes it expensive, but NiP come out on top. Cool. That was a good attempt from VoDs, I have to say. Here's Get Right getting the double spray down.
Wouldn't have been the first time tonight. Volda 1-on-1 versus 3, by the way. Think back to Train. Seems ages and ages hence.
Absolutely so. Well, there you have it.
Sweden versus Denmark. You know, that's for most native tribes, I think globally, but specifically in Canada, yellow was the only color they couldn't make. I only say that because I'm looking at the flags and the colors.
Right.
You just couldn't get a pigment for it.
Yeah, the dye wasn't available.
Well, they created them all.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
I think like a daisy would be the only thing that might.
5-1. And they'll keep buying here. The bomb not being planted in the previous round, but they know they cause substantial hurt to the finances of NiP. They'll bring out a Galil, a Deagle, 2 AKs. And we'll see if this will do anything for them. Like we said, a very tactical team North. I haven't really had a chance to show us. It's been an absolute bloodbath towards middle. Draken opening things up time and time again. They'll do it this once more, but they're going in for a B rush straight up. And Get Right's pushed short here, so he's actually going to let them into the bomb side, but VoDs, hiding the smoke, will be taken down, but they have got access to the sites.
Certainly do. Rez behind the bags is going to try and work backwards with Get Right boosting him up as a smart play on the M4, but he can't get this shot to Carby, trying more. Somehow he gets away with 1 HP. Give him that for now. Dennis works back in, AZ trades. No refrag potential from the sandbags, given that Rez only had that MP9 and he's fallen away, as does Get Right on the low HP. Still try and work this as they can. Slow rotation from Draken because he has the AWP. He wants to hold the window. Down the tunnel they go. Draken goes first. Get Right wanted to trade it. They don't even need to.
They are defusing. Yes, they are. And it will be quite comfortable in the end. NiP, 3 players, make it 4 surviving. Get Right on 1 HP. He snuck by on my radar. And that's going to be a B rush shut down there. North got a couple of kills, but pushing off towards short. NiP shut down VoDs, and he was key to the tactics. He was caught with a nade out, so he was going to be flashing them in or throwing a Molotov into a position so he wouldn't have to watch it. But Get Right finds him, and with the maximum loss bonus now coming in and the bomb planted, they can keep buying here. But Kiabi, 0-0-7. He hasn't found a frag yet. He was instrumental in their success earlier on. He's the one struggling this time. Mertz can't afford the AWP, so they're limiting him with the AK. He's currently sits on 3 and 7, so he doesn't seem to be as powerful with just a rifle in his hand. NiP looking quite convincing so far. Checking on their scoreboard, it will be 10 kills for Draken. 4 deaths. He's been doing incredibly well so far. Get Right on 9, turning his game around since the first map.
Absolutely turning it around. The first map was certainly not anything to write home about or anything that we expect to see from Get Right throughout history. So 6-1 on IP. Fantastic start to this, the 3rd map. Again, they've had some great success on Overpass in the past. MSL to lead the charge. The Stampede, perhaps, toward the underpass connector position, as Dennis is going to go all the way up toward the playground. He's going to actually hang out in the fountain, maybe have a little bath. throw a penny in for good luck and then go for broke.
What would you wish for?
I don't know.
Well, maybe a free kill like that. Dennis certainly got his wish granted, as he'll take one down. The double down from Forest. It's going to be a lovely, clean round here as the leg shot doesn't come in. I thought Draken was going to snap onto the chest for sure there. 4 versus 2 there. Reds will be challenged by AZ. This will be a key frag. AZ against him. No, he does not.
Just couldn't line it up.
Oh, somehow get a plant. Out of nowhere. As all the chaos is going on towards
His
middle.
tracing was actually accurate on that shot. He was just off by an inch about the whole time.
Indeed.
So Volda with the plants to try and hold this. This would be a miracle. He's turning into a little clutch master, isn't he?
This would be one hell of a clutch.
He may not have won the last one, but he made it interesting. Good catch him again with nades out. Finds the first. Nade behind him. That was an actual HE, so it does good enough damage that Rez is able to collect. Dennis was already on the defuse anyway.
7-1.
It's all for naught.
Yeah. Nice play from Dennis there. Backed up by Forrest. I really am a big fan of Dennis and his individual play. He is great.
I think he's a great signing.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best signings they've made in the last few years. Like, they've always been criticized, missing out on these big names, always a Fnatic that gets the big signings, and they lose out to FaZe and international squads taking all the Swedish talent. But finally, they get one of the biggest names in Swedish Counter-Strike.
No doubt.
It's going to be great. That's why I say I think they will win a tournament soon. Just to him coming in with his consistency, his great skill, and obviously the pistol power, and if they can just align that with a great performance from Rez again, and Forrest is on form, that's enough firepower right there to be a world-beating team. So I'm confident in this roster, and this will be a good start for them. They can find themselves in the Spodek arena here. I feel they can make a decent run.
Well, we'll see if that's to be determined. Still money available for North, having 6 rounds in a row going against them. They've certainly got a lost round bonus working in their favor. Not a lot of bomb plants. I take that back, actually. I just double-checked it. Obviously, Volda got one in the last round. They had 5 rounds, 4 bomb plants, so more than I expected, actually. So money's going to be good in that regard as well. Dennis. He's waiting again toward the bathroom, similar to how he did on the pistol round. Good shot from Merkstrack and down.
That's better. That's finding some kills now. Can Dennis add to the kill record? Apparently not. Valda will take him down. Forrest, the last line of defense in the A site. I don't think he'll get much done here. They're going to be checking this for sure. Flashbangs are good. North with a convincing round here. Surely Rez, he'll throw in the flashbang. This could cause some interesting plays, but it's a clean sweep. Nothing given up. That's much better by North. You can see them being assertive, getting that map control, going in together, trading out the kills.
A few smiles still in there.
Yeah, I think Mert seems like quite a positive young man. He seems to be smiling and giving the fist bump
I
whenever
haven't
required.
had the pleasure yet of speaking to him. I do try and feel out personalities outside of the game in terms of just chatting with them and seeing what their general demeanor's like, because I think you get kind of a feel of what they're like as a teammate, as an individual, how they might be to play off of. I haven't had the chance to speak to him at all yet, so
yeah,
it'll be interesting to do.
We normally share a hotel with them, and not this time, so you don't like bump into them and lobby or anything like that. So it's difficult to kind of interact, but yeah, new to the scene. We'll see. We'll report back maybe in a few months.
Absolutely.
You can say if you hate him or not. Either way, it will be.
I mean, I hate
10.
everyone, Henry, but that's not what the point of the conversation is.
Looks like the money for NiP is starting to be whittled down. They have been winning a lot of tight rounds there, and it will be the AWP for Draken, of course, but you can see little utility, and the UMP for Get Right. He's one of the few players with grenades and indeed a defuse kit. Draken drops off the flower bed, takes down Mertz, and I think he had an AWP. I'm not 100% sure. Let's have a look. He definitely did. Down he goes. 5 versus 4. I'll rotate back towards B.
Easy to push the smoke. And he'll sit on the inside of Monster. In fact, he's going to creep in close. This could be huge from AZ because they have no idea. No one in the window. He doesn't have to worry about that. I said no one in the window. Is that a rotation I saw? Not quite. Not fast enough if it was. No, it's actually up above at Parkside. We're seeing Draken jump around. So AZ's gotten the first kill. Get Right's in the pit below him. Gap shown, and AZ spots it brilliantly. Takes off the head of Get Right. Looks additionally toward the bottom of the stairs. Forrest gets the kill in return. Draken finds one at long A. And the bomb is still going to A, so they force a bit of a panic rotation on AZ's kills alone, and Draken's not fooled. He should take the round in itself, although I say that gun barrel shows. Forrest trades it off 8-2 for NiP.
Well, good work and quite the harsh reset there. No bomb being planted. There will still be money available for North, considering they had a clean sweep before. Remember, those 5 players all survived. They won't be able to bring out the AWP, of course, but NiP keeping 2 players alive there, still on the brink of being broken themselves. So definitely worth the investment. 5 AKs will come out. Smokes across the board and flashbangs available. Let's see if Draken wants to keep that aggression up towards middle. Draken does actively look towards long. He has had success at this angle before. At the bathroom entrance there, on the flower bed, which is common pre-fire, and obviously vulnerable to flashes there as well. Kiabi's feeling brave. Goes through the smoke and luckily bypasses the AWP and actually might have a clean run at the site here.
I have no idea from Forest that he's so close. So
The thing is, the Draken's watching this position and missing shots, and he would have called that if no one had got past yet.
yeah, misinformation. A gap in the defense, but Dennis makes up for it as KRB suddenly finds himself behind enemy lines as they recover. Recover toward B, they shall have to do now because Mertz takes down Rez. Bomb is inside on the deck. AZ runs beyond to make sure he can hold off positions. Valda instead's going to be the one to plant with the spam that actually connects, and then the nade. He's on 45 HP already. And now the op shot hits him to 23. It's being picked away at. Unfortunately, it's just Draken left on the NiP side despite all of that damage.
Well, there we go. Down but not out. Valda tagged by 15 different bullets there as he planted, but overall did survive. NiP will give the round up. Remember, that money is very weak at this point, so North with a great job there as Kiabi slipped through the smokes, and Draken is his job to give information to Forrest as to whether he could be shot in the back there. He obviously didn't get it, and the round falls apart. Then it's got a couple of kills there, but wasn't meant to be. The AWP will not be saved, and this looks like a full eco now for the Swedish squad. They'll have a chance just to calm down, work out what the players going forward. Draken on 14 kills. There he is on the screen right now. At this point, they'll either force buy, knowing they'll only get $1,900 next round. They currently sit just beneath 2K on average per player. So even if they got the $1,900 next round, they still don't really have enough for a full buy. So you could go for the force now, CZ it up, and see what's available. Time will tell. Looks like they'll go for the full eco, perhaps. I assume Rez will get a deagle at least.
Yeah.
He loves to spend a bit more money.
The degal.
Get right, armor, and a CZ. He's gone up to 850. Forest all in. They're changing their mind last second.
Impressive how quickly NiP's broken down, but that's what happens when you trade 3 rounds and have to invest into all of them. So only 2 survived, even on the round that they did win. So this is North's opportunity for what they would call the TSN turning point. Renz will work his way. That's probably copyrighted, so sorry TSN in advance. Please don't sue me. Will work down toward the B side. He's taken a lot of damage in behind the pillar. In fact, he's down to 54 already. Draken, though, look at this.
Oh, hello, get right.
Not
That
bad to hit
was
MSL.
Towards shorts.
Oh, Mertz has looked away at the wrong possible time. Is there noise made from Draken? I think, did KRB see it? I think they might have saw him crossing that doorway, so just enough.
Well, there we go. Great idea. Couldn't stick the landing. Draken will go down. Now the advantage back on the north side of the server. They'll go towards long. Get right, did get a pick, and they haven't recovered the weapon just yet. It might have been from a boost, because I'm surprised he hasn't managed to find that weapon just yet, making a lot of noise there in towards B. Still one player waiting for them. Get right, might meet his demise at this point as Mertz opens things up. Valda got a perfect position to kill him. There it is, finds it.
So 4 versus 2, and 2 with pistols and armor, but no kits and no utility, Henry.
Have you got into a character now?
I have no idea what that even was, but we're going with it. Either way, bomb planted onto B. Rez and Forest will work in that direction at the very least, looking to try and damage the economy in any way possible. Good shot from the Deagle, but flashed off. Rez will have to concede position. So 8-4 our score line, and again, this is the 3rd map. Winner into the playoffs. Loser bows out now.
They can stay if they like. Valda trying to bring them one step closer. He'll take down Red. So a nice attempt there by NiP. Remember, they are fully invested into this round, so full eco definitely on the cards. As we might split the half once again, 8-7. That's looking quite likely now as North finding some form here as the rounds go forward. There's a fist bump. Bit of
AZ's a character, isn't he?
stop messing around.
Yeah. Get serious.
Yeah, there's no high fives anymore. Just laughter. And it will be a full eco. Round number 13.
Well, no one's laughing until they get the lead, I'm sure. They're having a little bit of fun, but let's make it serious and get stuck in, shall we say. Double eco territory, as you mentioned, from NiP, and therefore back to just the pistols this time as well.
Indeed. Just the default weaponry here should be quite a clean and simple procedure here for the North side. Looking to find that 8-7 if they can do it. They're absolutely fine. It is a CT-sided map, and NiP done good work so far. They'd like to do one more round just to give them a decent lead to go into the next one. 8-7, definitely still anyone's game. And MSL on the corner should be able to find this kill. Kiabi steals them all away, trying to get his third, can't quite do it. And NiP might get one kill here, maybe more. Kiabi's low, and doesn't matter, he'll still get the kill.
Dennis, 1 versus 5.
How good is he with that USP? Let's find out.
That's what I was going to say. He's
How
good with a pistol.
good are you really?
Yeah. Challenge time.
Yeah, if you can win this, then I'm convinced.
I love the positioning. AZ's calling that B is clear, but it's only one to find. He's still just walking and lurking in the site. And how slow are the rest of them? Are they just trying to let AZ go?
Well, he's going to clear out the whole B side, so maybe there's waiting for plenty of time. Go against Dennis, don't give anything away. Like, he got bored, so it worked. But he spotted one.
Not good enough, apparently. Mertz has the shot on the pistol in return. He only hit him once. I think that railing took most of the bullets.
Yeah, USP doesn't really lend itself to spamming like that. It's more of a calm procedure.
Agreed.
So, yeah, he wasn't really going to do much there. Against armor, it's pretty useless, really. Well, helmets especially. As we're getting to round number 14. 2 more rounds to go. Orps out in full force once again for NiP. Double orb this time. Rez and Draken. The young blood of NiP will be going at it this time as North have found 3 rounds in a row. They've won 4 of the last 5. NiP getting reset on the way here. Good nades coming in. That's going to push the CTs back at least, but Rez still gets that first kill. Well played by him. I think that's AZ trying to sneak his way in towards B. It might have been a boost, I'm not sure. It was a boost, so he got him in the short pipe. So that will allow him to get the first kill. It's a very common spot for Orpers to get into. And now sit outside and go from maybe a little bit of a desperate contact play here. I'm not sure this will work out too well for them. They're going to go in one by one. And MSL goes in first. They know exactly what's going on. And they find the frags. Apparently not.
Smart movement from Get Right. Knew he couldn't overstep the mark, so he just waited to see where the utility was going to be deployed. Somehow only gets 1 for it as Volda and Mertz step up in return. Reverse fire from Rez. He's stuck on the sandbags. Has to look back inside of the site. AWP does at least manage to get him a kill, but it's a battle of survival. How does he get Volda that quickly? Brings it to a one-on-one. Op versus Op. Draken versus Mertz. And Mertz with the bomb. So at least has that to play with 46 seconds. He can certainly drag this out.
Another clutch. If they can win this one, North will pit NiP on a full eco. Well, not full, well, obviously it's the last round. They'll have almost no money for the last round. Draken AWP against Mertz, and they're also the same sniper. And will be Draken to wait towards the B side of the map for now, but obviously you can very fast rotation to the other side. To 20 seconds here. He'll probably use that smoke towards the CT dumpster, I'd imagine, in the next 5 seconds and go for the plant. He could smoke bank as well. Smoking the site.
Well, that smoke certainly heard by Draken. Op versus Op in a post plant. How beautiful is this duel? How did he not see him? Surely the feet showed. Mertz nails the shot. Draken didn't see him either. So apparently the X-ray misleading. I'd like to see that again because I'm sure the feet were below the smoke. That said, doesn't matter in the end. It's North with the round.
Yeah, he still wins, so that's absolutely everything for North here. Like I said, if North can win that round, they only have about $2,900 per player on the NiP side. I'm sure you're aware by now that is not enough to buy a full set of rifles and Kevlar, grenades. They're going to have to make some compromises here. From Ass, UMP, CZ to scout for Draken. And we'll see if round number 15 can find them 9-6. It's unlikely. Looking like to be another 8-7 here. It's flashed, but not phased as he'll still look towards the mid area.
going to flash himself back out as well. Volda still with the AK, has connector and underpass covered. Dennis is waiting above that if he goes and oversteps the mark even slightly, if he goes too far down the corner. The UMP is poised on top of the stairs.
Oh, yes.
But he's going to be pinched. Because in comes MSL from behind. Bye-bye. Dennis does well to get one. That's about as good as he was ever going to get with them approaching from the tops of the stairs as they were, and MSL goes one further, finds Flores, but watch inside of the water. The jump from Kirby, not expecting the presence, and Rez gets two, upgrades to an AK, and the op from Mertz tries to do what he can, but Get Right's far too close, and he knows he's being chased. He'll grab the op and post up, because AZ won't expect him to do so, or will he? Well read.
Another 1v1 for Drac, and this time he's going to go the scout, but he has got position. AZ will try and plant in the smoke here. Will he spam? Or he goes for the cleverer play. He knows that he's got an advantage here. Doesn't want to give it up. The fact he's only got the USP. Can he find the kill? He does indeed. That's actually really well played. He could have tried to spam with the USP for the smoke. That probably wouldn't have worked. He gives himself a real good chance.
No, that was great to go around behind the pillar. Yeah. That was very well thought out, because AZ would have thought that was completely clear. But when he missed that second shot, you know how wild against armor an USP can go. I was a little worried it was just going to be a whiff.
Yeah, it would have been an embarrassing one, but there it is. NiP still the last round away there. Great play towards Shore. It's with pistols and scouts that they do it. 9-6 in their favor. This is the last and final map to decide who's making it to the arena tomorrow. So far looks good for NiP, but all things can change with the pistol in the next half. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back after this break.
Intel Extreme Masters.
(9-6). NiP had a great start. At one point in time, if I'm not mistaken, it was something along the lines of 8-1, but it was a good return serve from North. They now head over to the CT side to try and make it a comeback and get themselves into the playoffs. Denmark or Sweden, one of them moving on, one of them going home.
Absolutely. Comes down to this half and this half only. We'll be up to Get Right to continue that good form he's shown on Overpass so far. Really got stuck in to this third and final map. We'll have a look at the buys. This will be very indicative as to who might be making their way towards that playoff. One smoke, two flashbangs, no upgraded pistols for NiP, no diffuse kit for North. A lot of teams opting for this buy. What about the kids? Two players towards the connector. It's going to be Rez leading the charge here. Lauda will be waiting on the ledge here. Actually to the right, a bit misleading on the top there. The players in the bathroom, and it looks very good for North so far. 2 kills for Kiabi, and the bomb is down.
Very well done from North.
Wow.
Nolda takes out Get Right. Remember, Astralis' last win was actually this event last year, so in some ways they're the defending champions of Katowice, but the defending IEM champions come from Oakland, and that, of course, is NiP. So in that regard, see if they can make it back through and into the playoffs. Grand Slam up for grabs. They talked about that on the desk as Draken sure to go down and give the pistol to North. Grand Slam, SK has 2. They were looking for their 3rd. They'd be the first team to get to 3. They're not making it through to the playoffs, so that's not going to happen at this event. That means, remember, it's the most recent 10 events. They still have some time, but it certainly makes it more difficult for them.
Oh yes, they would look destined to be the first ones now, but it is a bit up in the air at this point. G2's got 1, NiP with 1, SK with 2, and yeah, we'll see how that develops. We'll see if NiP get to the playoffs first. They're always a little bit of a dark horse in these sort of tournaments, but we'll see. Scout comes out. CZs and 1 Deagle. It is the force buy for NiP. Plenty of force buy victories here in this best of 3 so far. Draken on the Scouts. Now he misses out on the kill there. That is for the CZ. He's got towards that connector. He's with Rez. CT's very defensive here. No one facing towards middle whatsoever.
CZs to occupy the bathrooms, the water closets, wash closets, whatever you prefer. Oh my goodness gracious. I was going to say Kiebri to chase down the Scout. Perhaps he shouldn't have. Mertz gets one of his own on the budget AWP.
One more bullet.
Rez as well. He's so close to dead flashed. He's got MSL all over him with the USP. We have a tie situation in terms of manpower, but that changes. Draken again is tearing it up with the Scout.
He really is. There's been some great Scout play in round number 17 here. Val looking to shut it down. UMP on the side. Great job so far. Get right. Try to sneak through the smoke, but it's not enough. Draken needs 4 kills in total now to win the round. They have got a kid. Valda's got it, and surely he can't win this with just a Scout. Spots one on the top there, hits him, and the defuse surely comes through now. It will, certainly at this point. Valda takes him down. Very difficult shot there. Obviously easier with the X-ray on our side, but could just about spot the head. Can't pluck it off, though, and it will be North to convert this to 2-0. Presumably 9-9 overall, considering that this should be a full eco. NiP with the bomb going down. They can decide to buy into this if they really want to be outrageous, a little bit out there. Here's the shots from Draken, though. That one was brilliant. Got a second as well. Mert to the jump shot there and then converted it to a kill. You don't see many jump tags anymore. It's not as easy as it once was. As well, look into round number 18 here. They will force buy map. It's happening. They have taken the risk, a huge risk.
I was going to say, it is a big risk because, okay, sure, it's a close game. You don't have a buffer, per se, to make up the difference in money, but you're giving that away. You're actually potentially giving a buffer to the other side, to North, to get a bit of a lead in a game that is still very manageable. So it's a call. It's an interesting one. Rez and Draken are the young guns, and they'll have the hot hands with the AKs.
Absolutely will. AK-47s in their hands, and they haven't fired a bullet yet. That's key. You want to make sure the CDs are comfortable and they maybe get hungry for those eco frags. You want to make it an absolute secret that you've got these AK-47s. The Deagles are fine. You can fire those off all day long.
I get hungry for eco frags, Hank. They're the only frags I know.
There you go.
Molotov ready to go to the barrels, and that is well-timed because AZ sees it and Get Right smokes him with a UMP. Well, that does get one back and he can hold the ramp. They know he's there. Very timid to get back around the corner. That's why we didn't even spot it. They were waiting for Reds to get position before they overcommitted to the peak, and Forrest has got Kierby. This force buy is looking very likely to pick up the round as it's just Mertz and MSL to go against it. Bomb planted, and they're split. They're going to try and go for a late play from MSL. He spots Dennis and takes him down, but that reveals that he's there before the element of surprise puts him in position to take more. As he gets to the pillar, they're certainly ready for it. Draken nails the shot, and it's Mertz against 3. And I'm quite certain in saying Mertz is going to back off and give this up.
This was such a risk from NiP. Put everything on the line for this buy. And it works out for them in great style there. 4 kills coming in. Don't even need to find the 5th here. Mertz will have to save as he falls back. The bomb is planted. Rez, Get Right, Draken, and Forrest all posting kills. There we go. Double digits for NiP. And What's the money looking like for North? They've saved one rifle. MSO of 5k could even drop an AWP for Mertz if he wanted to. They are going to force buy here. Another big round coming in. Not going to be a clean-cut eco for NiP to deal with here. They're going to have to go against the rifles of the Danes. CZs on 2 of the players. That's AZ and Valda.
Well, we'll see if it pays off or not, because this is the return, or at least the response from North. Molotov down at the doorway. They're going to run by it. Rez steps into the flames. They all will, in fact. Everyone's taking a little bit except for Get Right and Draken. 3-man boost. That's a big commitment to this force buy. And I expect that it's Volda and AZ. It is. The 2 pistols boosting up the rifle. That makes sense.
3-man stack. Good for 1 kill, then dropping off. Obviously, you can boost on the sandbags as well, but obviously that's a pre-fire. NiP with the advantage in terms of the firepower, but it's not necessarily enough. A couple mistakes could be made. Give up a kill, give up a rifle, and all bets are off. We'll see what happens here as we go into the mid-stage of the round. Mid-control coming in. There will be a lot of focus towards a connector here. Whereas if he opens the door, he obviously can't see the players boosted up. This is a very keen boost. Commits a lot of the manpower on this side of the map.
So Forrest back up from connectors, going to join in with the rest of his team toward the bathrooms. I shouldn't say the rest of, but some of his team. They're not all there. Rez is certainly getting closer to that stack. They'll have heard that door open and be licking their lips, Henry, hoping that they'll be able to hit one and then fall back. Don't lick your lips too much. They'll go dry.
Top tip. Life hack.
Not really a hack, just advice. Draken with the first shot, Mertz down. Forced to trade off Gabby, which is fine. Sufficient enough for now, specifically because we know that stack was on B, so the rotation has to come all the way around. Then as they get MSL, it's just the pistols remaining. The 2-man who boosted their compatriots, or compatriots, I should say, AZ, my goodness, man.
Well,
he did damage on Rez as well.
He did. He had definitely had a fighting chance there, but regardless of the kills he gets, his teammates have to take a full eco here, and the money's relatively strong for NiP. So those 2 kills, while they were quite flashy, doesn't do too much for him. They have to sit back and wait now. 12-8 coming in. Nothing but default pistols for North, and the pressure starts to mount now. Round number 20 coming in. This has been a long, hard-fought series, I have to say. It's seen all the rounds. And we'll see if North can get any kills there at all. I'd suggest not, as NiP will bring out the MAC-10s. They know exactly what they're up against here.
Ooh, that nade is tasty. Little gravy on that meatball. Rez will take down 3 kills in the end. And we get to 12 for NiP, 4 to go. But we'll see if North has a response now that they get back to the rifles. Remember, they're now accumulating that lost round bonus. A total of 3 rounds in a row. MAC-10 for Draken. See if it works or not. There's not head armor on AZ, Mertz, or MSL. They'll be expecting to go against AKs, and against AKs, it's essentially redundant. If you can afford it, it's still worth it, because you never know if they're going to have to swap to a pistol to battle you due to a situation, or if they have this, the MAC-10. Carry with a great start. Very aggressive.
Why not? Get stuck in. Set the tone. He's the only player on that side of the map, Rez, that is. His teammates now lost the entirety of middle, and they're going to go back and try and retrieve what they've lost. It's a tough call to make, because you can see it's the MAC-10 has to make its way back through. Not ideal in terms of the weaponry. Kelby's got a fantastic position to find maybe even another kill here.
Do they check it? They know he's pushed here before, flash around the corner, and trade it out. That's about as good as it was going to get for NiP in that position.
Kelby leaves the round with 2 kills. He's done enough here. Get into the next sector of round number 21 here. Still anyone's, as you can see, no kits available for North. All it takes is an opening kill from the NiP boys, and right back in this. This could be it. Dennis spots out MSL. He'll throw a grenade here, but Get Right ready and waiting. That's a great pickup. And now the A site's looking quite tantalizing for the Ninjas. Only 1 player waiting there. It's going to be Mertz. Well. Forrest. Such a strong player for this team. Mertz in the 1 and done position. And why not even get that? Forrest misses a couple of shots, but makes up for it in the end. A site open, but not for long. 80 rotating in. Keeps things to a 2-on-2.
AZ still trying to get the shot, not able to succeed in doing so, but Volda is hot on the pursuit. The flank, does he know that GetRight's gone to the bathrooms? He certainly does. GetRight doesn't know how far forward he is. Oh, I thought the timing. GetRight's lucky to get away from that, but he's forced away from the bomb. So they can get on the defuse immediately. Volda's still going to pursue and try and push him into the corner. He thinks he's gone back in the bathrooms, though. GetRight might get the upper hand. Oh, sees him. But Volda knows that he's not inside the bathrooms. He must be in front of them. Still the headshot to the AK. And AZ's not on this.
He's definitely not. But GetRight can't hear the defuse right now. So he's going to hold up. And it looks like GetRight's had enough. He's got no kit, Matt. So even now, he can't even win the round. He'll have to back off. GetRight does it. Big clutch for him. 2 kills in his name. He holds his nerve. And round number 13 comes in. Great stuff from Chris there. You can see a sigh of relief. There's so much pressure in that round. Your heart's racing. The adrenaline's pumping, knowing this move could decide whether you go to that arena or not. And so much experience under his belt. He plays it perfectly there. Not taking the bait. Historically known for his ability to clutch, absolutely. 68.6 win rate in 1v1s for his career. That's amazing. That's a really high stat across so many years.
That's what I was going to say. That's not just, you know, a sample size of 3 months. That's a sample size of almost the entire history of Counter-Strike. To be that high in clutches and be playing for that long says something.
Yeah, that's off the scales, let me tell you.
Draken to push up with the MAC-10. They've already got position inside a connector. Only the one gun, and it's AZ that has it. He'll take down Draken. They now know where it is. And they can deal with it accordingly. That said, AZ's going to be swift about changing his position. He goes back inside of the bathrooms instead. Dennis and Forrest. Bomb for Dennis. They're going to run directly around long and try and get inside of the site. Chance that they can get the bomb planted for free, but will they know where the positioning is as a result of that? Because AZ and MSL can quickly turn back in that direction, try and catch them off.
Oh,
Good
Dennis.
shot. Good read. Problem is he's lost the bomb. And it actually, did it stay on the flower pot or not? Because if it went forward to that, it's going to be outside of the stairwell. It may not matter because GetRight's got the kill on Volda. He was the last player to be on the flank, shall we say. It wasn't really a flank by design, but they had the backs turned to them.
Well, this was a partial buy from North. And 1 rifle save from the previous round. Got some CZs with it. Overall, though, 14-8. NiP in touching distance now of the Spodek Arena. We'll go into the quarterfinals from this lower bracket. A few more rounds to go, but it's looking likely 14-8 on the T side. GetRight. He must be racking up the kills now. 18 kills, 14 deaths. Best of 3 coming to a head now. Pause comes in. Good time to use it. No pauses remaining, though, for North overall on this map now. They've used all 4.
All 4 already for North and 2 rounds away from being knocked out. In Katowice, the IEM World Championships, as they're still slated, and have been for years, 2018 affair. Good to see Fnatic having a good showing already into the semi-final, beating FaZe 2-0. Remember, the last event that Fnatic has won as a Counter-Strike team was indeed this 2 years ago. That's how long it's been since that dominant era.
It's true.
And a lot has changed within that team and within the scene.
We've all changed.
Of Counter-Strike. We have, some for better, some for worse. I'm still not sure where I am.
So Mertz brings out the AWP. He has been relatively caged. And they're going for that 3-man boost again on the B side. The exact same one we saw before. AZ at the top this time of the tower. He might get a chance to get a couple of kills here. Rez is right in front of him. He pulls the trigger right away. Just wants to guarantee a kill. Didn't want to take a chance there. Nice approach, but they are coming in. AZ with another great shot there.
I think that's well read from AZ because he knew that the utility was already being expended, which means if they're committing 3, there's no one in the site, and they were already in Monster. So he had to get the kill as quickly as possible so they could change angles. Really well done. Finally, the boost pays off, and I thought MSL was going to get behind them, but Draken somehow found 2, and therefore, this round is all to play for still from NiP.
It's wide open. I have no idea how Draken did that, but Kiabi can't find Chris as he goes through the Monster tunnel there. 1 minute remaining. The bomb is down, so North can stay together here on the site. AWP of Mertz, position and graffiti. There's a smoke coming for GetRight. He's gone all the way back towards T-spawn to throw this smoke. That goes
nowhere near
where he needs to go. That's awful. Well,
what?
Yeah, that's a bit of an... I thought he's going to throw some like mind-bending smoke at that point. But Kiabi, he'll be wrecked by Dennis. So Matthew, this could be series point. It was looking so good. They got the first 3 kills or something there. Then it's Draken to come to life on the AWP. They have not got the bomb. Oh, I beg your pardon, they do. They're going to actually get out of him.
Oh, we're seeing all kinds of great nades.
Yeah, this is pretty funny at this point. But 25 seconds, Mertz, AWP, and he doesn't know that GetRight's actually made it all the way to the A site. His teammates got out with the bomb. This looks like it might be done. We could find playoff point here, and GetRight's going to catch him in transition. Just needs to make sure he hits the shots. Good movement, and he won't be able to turn around in time. GetRight with the godlike call there. I need to see those shots from Draken. How did he get them back in the round there?
And the bomb down as well. It looked like it was so well coordinated to go for the fast kill on the boost, immediately rotate back in the site. Easy manages 2 kills, and MSL looks like he's got tremendous position behind barrels once the smoke's deployed, they're already in. And yet Draken saves it. So map and series point, playoff point for NiP. Arena point, how many more points can we give them to make this a dramatic storyline?
Scandinavian derby point.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Well, not to take anything away with our dry sense of humor.
Headshot through the very corner of the wall. Only does 6 damage. Must have been some thick concrete.
Or he's got a dense head.
Well, time will tell. Famises. No kits, no orb. Almost no utility. 2 smokes at the 1 minute 30 mark. Not ideal. Still within a chance. I need 7 rounds in a row. Stranger things have happened. We'll see if this can work out at all for Norfit. So they'll be the team to be knocked out, but you never know. Someone needs to step up here. They're not making any sort of aggressive plays. Spread out across the map, 3 in towards the B-bomb site.
Draken will check that bathroom connector with all intent. Certainly clean from our perspective, but they need to confirm that. They'll even use the flash to do so. That suggests that they're at long, perhaps more than one, as the flash is usually designed for the rifler to check it, so KRB's position is great! The shot from Draken better!
That is lovely. 5 and 4. They've still got a bit of time here. They can wait for the reaction to come through. GetRight's watching the flanks in the connector. Spotted towards bank. Will be Mertz. The Molotov comes in. Draken's playing this very well. He's got that first pick. He's isolating that player, and Dennis is up on the site. MSL seems to be aware they might have got a sound cue. And now the flash comes in. He'll have to sit in the smoke. This could be the play that works out for him. Here he comes. He strikes, gets 1. They'll know exactly where he is, though, and take him down, and that's it. NiP are going to the playoffs. Quarterfinals, but they've knocked North out of the tournament. It started off pretty rough for them in the first map, but they've bounced back. Shout out to GetRight as well. Horrible performance in the first, but one of the key players here in the victory in the third.
And not just his statistics, but look at his emotion. He's cheering as if that's a win. He's pumped, and they should be. They're going to be on the stage to defend their IEM title again. Not Katowice title, but certainly the most recent IEM Counter-Strike was at. That was Oakland. They won that, second Oakland in a row for them. That's their most recent win. They'd love to add to that with the addition of Dennis. With that said, North gone, NiP are through. We'll send it over to the desk to close the day with Alex.
Vodafone presents the post-match.
A slightly less bearded Forest there on your screens as we do head over to break that one down. Yes, the Ninjas will see the Spodek. It's Overpass. Our analysts framed quite the picture, and it made a lot of sense as well. North coming into a map they had good results on. NiP, new roster, never played the map before with this roster. Sure, they had a week of boot camp. We don't know what went on there. But they come in looking better than they even did on maps we know they've played. I mean, we have Adam Freiberg here, of course, an ex-Ninja himself, and Chaddy B on the end. I'm out of breath.
That's all right.
20 steps to get up here, but...
Did you say it was 33?
Oh, I did count it, didn't I? Yeah, 33 steps. So actually, it's justifiable.
Understandable, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, cardio is not really in our repertoire. But let's take me for a walk through Overpass here as the highlights do run, Adam.
Obviously, it was the slugfest in the start as per usual. Nowadays in Counter-Strike, you know, you win the pistol, you feel very happy about it, but then once again, you know, you get ecoed or forced spot, right?
That old chestnut.
But NiP came up on top on that, and they actually got their city, like, the city setup was better than I expected. I mean, obviously they know how to play CS, they know how to play the map. They haven't played it previously with a team, so they had some cool setups. You know, they won where they played one pillar and one that wood, closed monster, so they are really good at refragging. They came up on top on the engagements there a lot. And on the T side, what I pointed out to Shad was the North mistake, that they should have gone for one more eco at 12-8, because they had like 4.4k, right? And we talk about Overpass being a very op-heavy map, and they did not put Mertz on the op, which, in my opinion, was a huge mistake.
So just to clarify, what did they do? Instead of waiting one additional round and accepting the 13-8, they bought up
They
no
forced
or
behind to save them 4.
Yeah, so basically, you know, when you play Overpass, if they actually looked into the game, maybe Ave should be the one telling this to the team. What did NiP really do towards North when they were T? They went for many contact plates, very slow play. They had some sort of default as well, but they had nothing spectacular. You know, they had no wall of smokes. They had no real super B execute, right? They were very contact heavy. And what is the strongest thing against a play like that? It is an op.
Understood.
So, in my opinion, they should have taken a timeout, take a breather, talk about how do we counter this. We should get 1 up, maybe even 2 up if we have 2 players who can handle the op, and shut the NiP down. But they didn't.
Unable to do it.
The early stages of the second half for NiP, you know, I'd sit there and most teams I'd criticize for going for that force buy on the third. They force ball on the second, it was close. They force ball on the third, and then they're able to win it. The reason I'm not questioning in this scenario is we know that they haven't had a lot of practice on this map to this point, so we know they're not going to be running any crazy strategies or have a game plan. The idea there was to get control of the economy, which they did do, and from there that forced North to make the risk that you're talking about, Adam, into going into those weaker buys. And if you're playing contact plays, and when your 2 young guns, Rez and Drake, are playing like they're playing, you're going to get into those bomb sites time and time again, and they will lighten up the scoreboard, making North's life very difficult.
Yeah, and that is North eliminated as well. They will not progress here at IEM Katowice, and it's going to be, yeah, a bit bittersweet for them. Not only did they get to go ahead and actually see more offline experience for their new additions, let's not forget, this is kind of a new thing for Mertz, and he has been able to put on at least an individual performance at times. We've seen him, you know, AWPing versus, I'd say scoping, excuse me, AWPing versus the very best in the world, and that's experience, but of course, the majority of this is going to be kind of a moment of reflection and a moment of kind of, well, silence, I think.
Disappointment, probably. I think, you know, getting NiP in this round, they would have been very happy with that as the draw, right? 2 unknown quantities going head-to-head. Someone who I want to give a shout-out to is VoDs for constantly putting up good performances throughout the tournament, game in, game out for this North team. He's showing that he is a player to be reckoned with. And I think that he, going forward, could be the standout star, even with the likes of Kyobi and AZ in this team.
And talking of stars, one on the other side that does bode an extra mention. It is, of course, your play faster moment. We know it is going to be. It's that fantastic play from Rez. Watch this bad boy holding down Banana and mowing down North. 4 very quick frags, and the 5th wasn't soon to follow as he scavenged an AK. You get to see that again. Look how quick this is. Bodies dropping, and that was against Kevlar as well, if I'm not mistaken.
It was great play. Prince of Banana, maybe?
Yeah, would you knight him?
Maybe. After that,
I would pay good money to see like a knighting ceremony. We could rebuild Inferno. You get your crown and pass it on.
Well, he'd do it with a banana.
Of
Adam will have
course.
a banana in
obviously,
hand
yeah.
on each shoulder.
Would he be wearing like a banana hammock as well?
No, he would just be dressed as usual, and then he'd have to eat said banana afterwards.
Okay, cool. So from bananas to brackets, we'll bring them up now. Group A, of course, is what we've been holding your hand through. And if we take it all in, our commiserations and, of course, our congratulations. Let's not forget, Astralis and Liquid did battle it out in a full 3, and Astralis made it to the semi-finals, a huge relief for them. They're still actually hanging out here and practicing, if it's any interest to you guys at home. They've been sticking around all day and taking that extra time to play their favorite video game. Liquid, however, in the quarterfinals. What do you make of all that, Chad?
Look, I think Astralis, you know, coming out on top of an on-form Liquid there, assuming Astralis, you know, they're unknown quantity as well with the addition of Magic's Boy. Obviously, they've had a bit of time, but for them to go through in the 3-map series, Overpass is the 3rd. It was pretty clean and easy victory for them there. So good signs for the team. Maybe we're seeing form of last year coming back.
And the Ninjas in Pajamas, they weather a storm. Not only was it G2, but also North. 2 teams that, on paper, have got more of a likelihood of getting themselves to that quarterfinal, and neither were able to best the Swedes. And it's been a bit of a marathon of Counter-Strike for them today. We brought you that G2 game first of all, and now, you know, take a look at the clock. NiP have been here all day, and they managed to win, you know, well, play 6 maps of Counter-Strike. This was the G2 game, and the French looked on form at times.
absolutely.
Yeah, they definitely did. I think, you know, this French side, sure, there's a lot of issues there. We know that they have the stars. We saw the tweet from the owner of the team, Ocelot, coming out about we'll fix things. That was quickly deleted. But sure, they're going to be looking to hopefully rebuild. But fantastic for NiP. You really have to battle your way through that lower bracket in this system. That's something which I didn't consider coming into this. If you lose that opening match, right, it's a slog. It's not easy to get into the arena from that point. And we saw, you know, the likes of SK fall today to the hands of Cloud9. And whew, you know, when you have teams of this caliber in a format like this and only 6 of them can make it to the arena days, it's cutthroat.
And take Cloud9 as an example. They nearly lost their best of 1 right at the start. It was a 16-14 versus Tyloo. Everyone was worried that we were going to have Kiev V2 here in Katowice. And now look at them. They managed to secure themselves a win in the lower bracket after being thrust there by Team Liquid, the North American adversaries. And they managed to get a full 3-map series versus SK Gaming. So that's huge for them. And they are going to be present in the Spodek as as well. This is the game we just watch. We saw some fantastic plays. Oh, I still have a lot of admiration for that
this
shot.
jump here.
Yeah.
So close.
Nail biter, huh?
Yeah, they were really happy about this win.
We're down the corridor. You could hear the yelling between these two teams on this last map just echoing down, man. They were getting super loud, lots of back and forth, bit of argy-bargy going on, and you saw Gerard at the end there. I don't know if you knew what he was saying. I don't understand Swedish, but he was yelling at the end. Do you know what he was saying?
I couldn't really hear it, but probably, you know, easy, something,
Oh, okay.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could see how Draken took that as well with that train game. That was right at the start of the series. The fact that, you know, you heard from Pitta, they are trying to develop them. They're trying to get them onto that same kind of veteran level in terms of their temperament. Dennis, of course, should be giving them a whole lot of that. But Draken managed to stabilize. I mean, his stats actually coming into Overpass did prove to be a big contribution. He did manage to provide with that AWP. And in fact, I've got his series stats here. He is top, well head and shoulders above the majority, 68 frags for him. And so managing to control his temperament despite some frustrations is a very good sign.
I think this is what we need to see as well from NiP. Draken and Rez being the stars of the team, right? I know that Forest and GetRight are legends of the game, but these guys need to just be the backbone. So when things are down, they're just doing what they need to do to prop Rez and Draken up. And this performance right here shows that we're moving in that direction. It means maybe a step back, you know, maybe a bit of a hit to the ego of GetRight and Forest, but if they want to get these victories, it's the new generation that are going to get them there.
And we can bring up your playoff bracket as well, where you see some of those new generation players still in the running. Coming up tomorrow are your playoffs. It's going to be going down in the Spodek Arena, where we're going to be having that signature Katowice crowd. I don't know if we have those brackets for you. There they are. This is how it's going to be going down. Because of Astralis' performance of staying in the upper bracket, you will not be seeing them tomorrow. They're in the semi-finals. The same can be said for Fnatic after an outrageous victory versus FaZe Clan. We didn't get to watch that here on the mainstream, but you had your eyes on it, Adam.
Yeah.
A clinical 2-0.
Yeah, they played really well, and
Crazy.
yeah, I thought that they won very many important rounds where they reset FaZe's economy. We saw Nico, you know, casually walking in A main on Cash, getting a one-shot opening door, getting a one-shot, getting boosted, getting a third. But, you know, Fnatic, they really upped their game since Kiev.
And I'm just looking at the bracket now. That means by winning that game, they're on the opposite side of the bracket to FaZe as well.
Yeah.
Which is a kind of a luxury, just because you now know that should your semi-final go well, you're not going to meet them to the grand final.
That top half looks very stacked with FaZe, Cloud9, and Astralis, right?
Holy moly. So you get FaZe C9, a classic at this point. Then you get the winner takes on Astralis, and then the winner could meet either, what, Liquid, Fnatic, or NiP.
You know, that bottom half with the Swedes in there, it doesn't look as dangerous, right? I think the team right now who's been the most consistent or showing the most star power is that Liquid roster with Nafly week in, week out. New addition to this team being on fire, but that Fnatic roster, I called them a dead team at the start of this. I thought after that summit, after Kiev, that, you know, they were going to fall apart. Maybe there wasn't respect for Golden there, but Crims has come in, he shrugged it off, and he's shown that he's a player who's on form at this event.
Yeah, you got to watch out for them, and you have to watch out for tomorrow. Right now, set your alarms, because you aren't going to want to miss the opening ceremony. You never want to miss the opening ceremony for Katowice. The pre-show will be going live and setting the scene about 12:25 local time, so that's Central European time, and I believe the opening ceremony, I have the numbers here, 12:55, the opening ceremony will commence. That is when we will go ahead and get that stage lit up and those players on stage. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. That all starts tomorrow. That's right, we'll be heading to the Spodek, and 2018 Katowice truly will start to become alive. Teams have fallen, and some still will, as we're going to be jumping into another day of Counter-Strike. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, 12:55. Be with us, and your afternoon of Counter-Strike will begin.